Alright, we are live. Hello, people.
Hello.
As our GM for our current Bainstorm campaign is unavailable, we have decided to do a one-shot adventure in a campaign that it's been years since we've run, I believe.
Oh yeah, probably
Quite a few.
multiple years.
We are playing a GURPSified version of Shadowrun. I guess we can do some quick introductions of characters. Ditch, if you would go ahead.
Holy crap, really? January 19th, 2014?
Oh God. That was the last blog entry, which I don't think happened on the day of. I think it was late.
We've
Still
been playing
5 years.
We've been playing that long. We are such nerds.
Yeah, Ditch is a total ripoff of Riddick. So really, nothing a whole lot more to be said.
And I can follow that up with Paladin as a blatant ripoff of Blade.
Is it blatant ripoff?
Blatant ripoff, yeah.
We would not say that. I would say that.
Bookworm is a professor of medical magic at the University of Washington and sidelines using his skills to run the shadows.
Leaving just vapor.
Bullets coming out of guns, knives.
He's like, I'm playing Jason Statham.
Which was basically the concept.
Yeah.
Alright, does anyone have any points that they have that they would like to spend?
My unspent is 0.
Mine is 3, which means I can't improve anything that really needs to be improved.
Oh no, all my spell details are missing.
Sad face.
Poop. At least the page numbers are there. AFK, I'm gonna grab my copy of Magic.
Yeah, I don't have any of my quick keys and stuff, but those all would have changed anyway.
So
we will be playing an adventure from the Shadowrun Missions series.
Oh, weird.
And this one is titled Back in Business.
Which is appropriate.
Kind of
Vapor just
appropriate.
can't seem to, yeah, and Vapor can't seem to stay retired.
Every time I get out, it pulls me back in.
It's the nature of the business.
Politics of contraband?
Alright. Your usual fixer.
Claudia.
She's not gone.
She's not gone.
Nice.
Good old Claudia.
I've used that picture in so many of my Shadowrun adventures. She is a Claudia
So you
is a
have a
staple.
type.
Claudia exists in all versions of my Shadowruns. Alright, she will inform you that she has been in touch with one of her associates, and she has dropped your names for some potential work. She says, expect to receive a message from a guy called McAllister. Well, that's annoying. The text that I cut and pasted is like broken formatted. Nonetheless, it is just afternoon on a Wednesday when your comlink chirps. Checking it, you see a matrix icon that resembles the traditional smiley face image, only red and cocked to one side with a little jagged line that resembles tusks on the mouth of the icon. Answering the call, the icon is replaced with a grinning male orc. His face is lined with age, his hair and goatee is touched with grey, and a pair of golden data jacks gleam from his left temple. I'll just grab an image. Wireframe glasses sit upon his nose, the kind that correct vision, not tinted mirror shades that make you look badass, or even the more modern AR glasses or goggles, but honest to ghost reading glasses. Hoi chummers, the orc says with a cheerful grin. I hear tell you might be interested in a bit of biz. If you're interested, head over to Underground 93 tonight at 7. There's a small concert going on. Let the doorman know you're here to meet McAllister, and he'll get you some good seats. After the show's over, we'll have a chat, and I'll tell you a bit more. You interested?
7's a little early, but yeah.
To book, he gives you a smile and a friendly wink, and then cuts the signal.
Was he hitting on me?
Oh, I think he likes you.
Ditch. Guy nod. And the signal is cut.
Oh, he's sending these to all of us separately.
Yes.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or a conference call.
Because we're
Right,
separate.
right.
Because this is the future, right?
Yep. Man, he interrupted my really cheesy vampire flick. But yeah, I'm in.
One of those old cult classics.
Oh no, the worst kind. You know, they're the really bad kind.
Twilight?
Sure, those two. Nah, Paladin's got a quirk that he loves the hell out of campy vampire movies.
That's kind of funny. And assuming Vapor also acknowledges that
Yeah, he'll be another guy now.
that call is ended. You guys have several hours for which to do your stuffs. leaving you to turn up to Underworld 93 when you choose.
Needs to be raining when we arrive.
Of course. I want to check up on that club, assuming it's not a known quantity already, and specifically to see what weapon policies and that sort of thing are.
You're welcome to roll area knowledge if you have it, or an appropriate current affairs skill.
Yeah, Daniel beat me to it. He's probably going to beat me on the roll, too. I didn't realize, oh my god, I've only got a 10 in area knowledge. And I failed just as, or a little worse.
Yeah, never heard of it.
It's a club. The only clubs I go to is when I was killing vampires.
You have heard a little of it. You've probably driven past it or travelled past it from time to time, and all you remember is, like the neon signs out the front. As to, what the deal is inside, you haven't really got any experience there.
Oh, right, that place. Used to be Screwjack's about 2 years ago.
Though you seem to believe it caters to the younger crowd.
Which explains why I don't really know it.
Nothing but a bunch of kids going in and out. Not that I'm talking to anyone else. It's all inner monologue.
So prior to turning up, is anyone doing anything?
No.
Actually, check up on McAllister too, while I'm at it.
Alright, how would you be going about that?
Well, how does one typically go about that?
You can certainly make a streetwise roll to see what you may know, and again, appropriate current affairs would apply.
Well,
otherwise, default IQ.
Streetwise seems best. And it's going to be one of those days. We really should have made a bunch of useless rolls at the beginning just to get that out of the system.
Right.
Or are we doing that now?
Other than McAllister being something of a known veteran, he's been in the business for a long time. You don't know any specific details about him. You've heard the name though, and he has been around a while. He's kind of, air quotes, the old school crowd.
Need current affairs Shadowrunners.
Anyone else doing anything?
Yeah. When I'm almost there? Actually, no. No, he said concert. So yeah, when I'm almost there, I'm going to cast Sense Observation on myself.
Alright, make the roll.
I'll find out who's playing, what the concert is.
Ooh, for free! Nice.
Pity was wasted. No one was observing you.
Oh no, it lasts for an hour. It's a concentration spell. If anyone tries to observe me, it will be a quick contest, which I assume you will have to roll, or I'll know what's up, between the spy's IQ and
your success.
No, my effective skill, which is 16. So it'll be a quick contest between 16 and their IQ. And if I win, I become aware that I am being observed. If I get a
you can't-
critical success on the contest, I get an idea of who or what is doing the spying. Otherwise, it's just an alert that I am being spied upon.
But we're like going into a club. How is that not going to cause your head to explode as people glance at you and observe you?
No, well, this would be someone specifically, like, who's that guy? It would be, someone saying, oh, who's that guy, would not set this off. This is somebody who is watching me specifically, like, I'm watching you. See what I'm saying?
Man, I hope there aren't any babes there that think you're cute or anything. That might cause you to freak out and shoot them.
Whose side are you on?
My own side.
Anyway, that's all I'm doing, is maintaining sense observation. So the first hour will be free, and if I want to maintain it after that, it'll be 2 per hour.
Alright, Paladin, you wanted to find out who was running this concert.
Mostly wanted to find out who's playing to see if that gives you any idea about the kind of people that are going to be there.
Alright, the concert is being played by a superstar in the business by the name of Mariah Mercurial. She has been around a long time, and she's like pop gold.
Why is that familiar?
A long time. So is she old and busted like Madonna?
No, she's still quite popular.
Mercurial was one of the original Shadowrun First Edition modules. I ran it multiple times.
Yeah, that won't be why I remember it.
I believe she also featured in some of the official books.
She also appeared in the Harlequin campaign, which I only ran once.
Yeah, looking at the avatars. In this case, Brian, you need to ensure that Bookworm gets his head shaved during this run, so we're all bald.
Bookworm, you have like compulsive carousing and an addiction, I believe.
Oh yes, and lechery. Wait, was it lechery? Something like that.
I don't think it was a lech.
Oh yeah, he's lecherous, 12 or less.
No.
Don't.
I just remember him getting stoned.
Yeah, compulsive spending, curious, lecherousness, compulsive generosity, and compulsive carousing. Hard to maintain on a professor's salary.
Oh, I did mean to ask something, Brian. How much time has passed since the previous one?
X.
5 years?
Yeah.
X. I don't have this was a new new campaign, so I don't have the old campaign calendar, so I can't look that up.
Right.
I would say that since we're all the same point value, that it's approximately following on from our previous mission.
Let's see. The last campaign log was 3rd August 57.
So that would be the fall.
Late summer.
We'll say a month has passed.
Cool.
Hey.
I can't remember what the last mission was. Anyway, so
Yeah,
what
it's
was
been that
it?
long.
It was on the docks.
Oh, that warehouse on the docks, yeah.
Uh-huh. Right, and we had a Yakuza guy?
Yeah, because I got listed on there, enemy frickin' Yakuza 6 or less until 11/13/2057. I have no idea why it was until then, but
Speaking of enemies, I have an academic rival enemy 9 or less.
could you roll that in the box for me, please?
I'd rather you roll it, but alright.
You sure? His might be worse.
I rolled a 1 and a 1 and a 2 so far. And the group has an enemy 6 or less. They don't know who we are, but they know that we're a problem.
is that the Yakuza thing?
Yes. That's
Okay,
that's
then I think
that's once for the whole group.
Yeah, okay, then I already rolled that in the box for Brian at the beginning. I thought that was just for me. I didn't realize that was for the group.
Ah, good. Yeah, you might want to add a note. Group enemy, Yakuza.
Does anyone else have any enemies and stuff like that that need to be addressed?
I don't think so.
Yes. Vapor has an enemy, mid-level corpse manager or core manager in hired gang.
Could you roll that one in the box for me, please?
Yeah, Ditch and Bookworm are probably like, man, Vapor, what the hell? I thought you were out of the business. Did your bar go under in like 2 days?
Can't
You were
go.
moving to Atlanta.
Can't go
3.5,
under. That's our
actually.
HQ.
What was Vapor's enemy? Is a what or less?
Mid-level corpse manager in hired gang. Corpo, you know.
Corp, short for corporation.
I had a feeling. Just wanted to make sure because the S, but.
And
It's probably an accidental S.
what's the when's it appear?
9 or less.
9 or less.
Didn't I inherit Vapor from somebody?
Yeah, I think he did.
So Vapor has been played by 3 different PC players now.
Wow.
At least?
He's trying to get out.
What about you, Ditch? Do you got any enemies?
None living.
Well, that's technically not true since I rolled the group enemy already.
Yeah, but they don't know who he is.
Also, you totally need to change your character name. We don't need your full name. We just need Ditch.
Oh, I actually had that on the old one. I haven't taken it off.
Yeah, you did.
That's better.
Alright, so if there's no other information that you're trying to look up, what time will people be turning up?
You said this chick is like a pop singer then.
Yes.
So it's completely the kind of music that a super badass like Paladin shouldn't like.
Depends
Because
entirely what
I
you're
wouldn't care.
into.
No, because I'm totally thinking, if it's like, teeny bop music, it would be hysterical if he actually likes that kind of crap.
No, it's pretty hardcore and comes from a place of pain because she has no limbs.
Oh.
She's a cyborg.
Oh. Well, that's less fun.
I think her limbs, ears, and eyes are all cybernetic. And, yeah.
Yeah, that's less amusing then.
That's her there.
Oh, apparently her boobs are cybernetic as well.
Well, why not?
It's like, put on a real shirt, ma'am.
Whose side are you on?
our side, because I don't want it to get like a strike or something from Twitch.
I'm on nobody's side.
Why would that be a strike?
I don't think Twitch is going to knock us for a little bit of hand-drawn underboob.
I don't know. It's just a reflective gamer commented on the picture of Claudia. It's like, is that picture against Twitch TS&Cs?
She was clothed.
And not only is she clothed, but you can't see the shape of her labia through her clothes. So, although I have a pretty good imagination.
All right. So what time are we showing up? I'll probably be there an hour or so early. Maybe run into Ditch as we're like prowling around the rooftops.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going in on time.
I'll be there 5 minutes until, since I have a name to drop at the door. I'll hop the line.
Alright, so for those of you that turn up early, you'll see that from the outside, Underworld doesn't look like very much. It's a simple ferrocrete building, and it looks like it should be, warehousing machinery and not be the location of the nightclub. It has a simple steel sign outside with your usual neon, and those of you that have augmented reality, which pretty much everyone does, at least with your comlinks, that facility is there. You will see there's a large display of the club's name, and it's all in bright neon. There's also a image depicting Sharon steering a speedboat across the River Styx.
That's cool.
Thus the name Underworld. There is a huge crowd of people lined up. For those that turned up really early, the crowd must have been there for a long time. This line is huge. Think, any sort of geek line up to get the latest iPhone or something like that. The line goes around the corner. There are a couple of troll bouncers at the door. They look like a very intimidating pair, but they are wearing expensive tailored suits. They ignore most of the crowd, and they only occasionally let in people after they consult a list on a clipboard. Also, in augmented reality, there's a big sign that says Mercurial is doing an unannounced concert at 7:30.
Who has AR?
Anyone that wears shades or has cyber
so
eyes.
everybody but me.
I'm not
Cool.
specifically running AR, but
AR is
I kind of wonder.
as common as a cell phone.
Yeah, so major difference between 4th edition and 5th edition Shadowrun is that everything is wireless. So Ditch would have AR in his glasses, even though we didn't play that way 5 years ago.
I'm just thinking of it from a character perspective. I don't know if he would use AR or not, but he definitely uses wireless.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I don't know if Paladin would either. May have the capability, like turn it on to look around and then turn it back off to go back to the normal
Yeah.
vision.
Definitely have an ad blocker.
Book wouldn't use it because of advertisements.
Best ad block there is.
Actually, I wonder if those ads even work on a sinless.
You would get the ads,
You get
but
defaults.
yeah, they won't be cookie tracked.
Yeah, you get defaults for the area rather than targeted.
Instead of a name, it says "you there."
Hey, friend.
So you turned up an hour early. Is there anything that you want to do in that hour other than wait in line?
I think Ditch is just gonna observe. So I'll be paying attention to the people going in and out, see if anything looks, I don't know, funny. I don't want to say suspicious.
There are all sorts of people. Give me
Quick
an
contest.
observation roll.
Oh good, I actually have that.
Nice roll, too.
Give it another 4 if it's a smell.
Do you have discriminatory smell as well?
Yeah. I had to buy mine though.
Alright, as
He's
you're
blind.
watching, you will... something will catch your attention. Since you have been working together on previous occasions, you have a little bit of knowledge about Vapor's unfriendly enemy. And you notice some of the gang colours from his enemy's gang in the lineup. They don't seem
to name.
Feel free to name it.
Hold on, give me a second.
Gang? I thought it was a corp.
Corp and hired gang.
Gotcha.
A gang that is muscle for a particular corp. So Ethan, you want to come up with a street gang name?
Game, guild.
No,
clans.
Daniel, not you. We need to make Ethan
Give
do it.
Ethan a chance. He might throw it to you.
How about the Silver Fists?
Ah. So guys in silver fist colors.
Let's see. How are they named? They all have gloves that are silver.
No, it's
No.
painted.
Right. Oh. How about
I was
the
gonna say
cyber
sequins.
I was thinking the leader has a cyber hand and the rest of them fake it. Because they're douches.
Well,
They fake
Well,
it
yeah.
until they lose a hand, and then they have to get one.
They'd have to be pretty hardcore to be able to afford that, I would think.
So these are just your regular ganger type. There's 3 of them in the line. They're just chatting amongst themselves, waiting to gain entry. They don't look like they're here to cause trouble or anything like that. Most likely just come to enjoy the show.
just because they're not here to cause trouble, don't mean they won't be trouble. I will alert Vapor to the presence of his enemy via text.
Car pulls up and window goes down, and we hear Vapor shoot 3 times and drive off.
No. Please don't start this run that way.
And then everybody's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, well, this is Seattle, so, huh? Does that mean I can take his spot in line?"
No.
They just kick the body to the curb, and the street sweep comes and picks it up.
Eat recycled food.
Paladin, you were coming an hour early as well.
Yeah, I was just basically patrolling like doing the rooftop thing, trying to see what I could see. What's the standard weapon rules for
Right.
going into this sort of thing?
I was going to look into that.
No weapons. If you have weapons, they need to be checked.
That seems like a terrible idea.
If you're going rooftop, give me a climbing roll.
Really?
Hey,
Uh-huh.
I see. I got him tonight. Ah! Fall off the roof and die.
No, since you're not doing anything special. However, your what do you wear? Like leathers?
Yeah. Just like Blade.
Alright, so your leather jacket, as you were climbing, caught on a sharp spike and has torn the stitching. Your sleeve is basically half hanging off at the shoulder.
What a badass long coat.
Would have rather fallen.
It was that dodgy fire escape. Perhaps you
Yeah.
can
Well, I got a pretty
Perhaps
good
you
idea
can
what
sue.
he's going to be. Yeah, Bragen's got a pretty good idea what he's going to be doing for the rest of the hour. It's like I totally envision, Ditch comes up on the roofs and stuff and glances over there, and I'm like using a needle and thread to fix my fix my jacket. What?
skills.
Alright, what about Vapor?
Sorry, I had some dinner questions come up. What's going on?
What's Vapor doing? Is he doing anything prior to the 7 o'clock meeting?
You coming early, or-
He will come in early, but since he's alerted to the presence of the enemy gang, he's basically just gonna try to stick to the shadows, the outside wall, etc., and away from the bar.
Well, you haven't gained entry yet, so
Okay.
to gain entry without being noticed, you will have to make a stealth roll.
Are there exits other than the, is that even a possibility? Because I will totally do
There
that.
are
Yeah, because if I can sneak in the roof, that'd be awesome.
there are other exits to this building, like your fire exit and so forth.
Holy shit!
Gonna be like that.
So Vapor, you walk past the line, tap the guys on the shoulder. They turn around to look who it was, and you've walked past. And then they look at you and only see the back of you and haven't noticed you at all.
And neither did anybody in the crowd.
Right?
The trolls didn't even ask for your name.
Or your weapons, I would say.
No, you make it past these guys completely unnoticed. They're too busy, talking about the excitement of seeing this concert.
And they might be dealing with some asshole who's in the line who's I'm thoroughly convinced they should be allowed in, and they're not on the list. Do you know who my daddy is?
No, they represent a court. They're hired by a court.
Yeah.
So, who's going in first?
Fist, damn it!
Looks like Vapor
Sounds
went in
like
first.
Vapor.
Alright, so Vapor, you are, despite your awesome stealth, you are still stopped by the trolls. Are you holding out any weapons or anything like that?
With that crit, they stopped him. Damn. Tough room.
Oh, me? I'll just bring you blah blah. I'll just be bringing the Let's see, what would it be to hide it?
Hold out. At a penalty equal to the bulk of your weapon.
And that's with a manual check. If they have a device to check, it's much harder.
No, I know karate. I'll not have brought any.
The troll looks at you and says, "Your name?"
I'm here for McAllister.
He doesn't even look at the list. Looks you up and down just to make sure that you kind of represent the sort of person that McAllister would talk to. And then he just sort of, with his head, gestures head on in. And you hear some complaints from the people at the front of the line. And, some of them shout out, "I'm here to see McAllister too." And the troll ignores them. Who's next?
That was easy.
I'm guessing Ditch.
There wasn't Bookworm earlier.
I'm showing
Bookworm?
up 5 minutes before start, 6:55. So if you're waiting until after that to go in, then I can be next.
Nah, if that's the case, I'll probably be next. I have to secure my torn up jacket, maybe replace it with the spare that I have in my motorcycle container. Secure the weapons and such like that as well.
Alright, so same with you. You turn up at the door. The trolls will ask for your name. Are you on the list?
Let's see. It's was it McAllister that said come to the thing?
McAllister. Yep.
Yeah, I'm here to meet McAllister.
Again, he looks you over. Do you have any weapons that may be held out?
No, I secured those with the bike somewhere.
And you're not wearing your torn jacket?
Sadly, no.
He gestures or steps aside, and you can step in. No problems.
I have to replace my badass long coat. I'm going to give him a creepy smile because I'm blissfully unaware of how creepy my smile is.
Bookworm or Ditch?
Up to Ditch. I'm on a particular schedule.
Yeah. I think Book's going to get in there before I do.
All right. I will walk up from the other side of the line.
Right. Bookworm, you do not look like the type that McAllister will be meeting. Give me a reaction roll, please.
All right.
We can't take him anywhere.
Oh, I don't have tables turned on. I'll just give you 3d6.
It's on your character sheet.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. You have on the main
First
tab,
page.
reaction tab, sub-tab.
Oh, so it is. My only condition is that I have a +1 from Shadowrunners who know who I am. As a badass.
Alright, so you will be asked your name. Do you give your name?
Bookworm. I give my handle.
Okay, so you can apply that +1.
Alright. So that's an 8.
No, it's a 10.
Wait, is it good or bad? Yeah,
It's a
reaction.
10,
roll
it's
high.
average.
All right. So that's a 10.
So actually roll a reaction because I want it to click on the dice just once
Okay.
with the +1 in the modifier box.
Oh, well,
Neutral.
crap. 13 might also be neutral. I don't know.
I guess I'll wait to see if Book gets into trouble here. Maybe I'll come see him.
And you say you wanted to talk to McAllister.
Actually, 13
no,
is good.
I'm going to say I am a guest of McAllister, and I'm going to open my coat and show my sidearm for it to be checked.
Oh, he didn't add the +1, so that would have been a 13.
Yep.
All right, you can see that he deliberates a little bit on whether to believe you. You do have a holstered weapon, yes?
Yes, I do, which I am not attempting to conceal. It's a shoulder holster, left side.
All right, so
What, do you think we're in Miami Vice?
he will look to his buddy, and his buddy shrugs, and then he sort of steps aside and lets you past. Once you pass him, you will see that there is a room, like a coat room, off to the side. There is also a scanner that you would have to walk through to gain entry into the nightclub. There is a young lady.
Having been here dozens of times, I will follow the protocol that I'm accustomed to.
It is to check your coat and weapons, as you have done plenty of times before.
Sounds good.
You are given a claim tag, and you're allowed entry into the club, leaving just Ditch.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I'll just, I guess I'm gonna leave everything except the boot knife. Because I can get away with forgetting the boot knife.
Alright, so no weapons? Or no obvious weapons?
I'll secure him on the bike. I'll cut the line. Say, I'm with DXM. I'm here to meet McAllister.
The troll looks you over, and without a second guess, he gestures you in.
You realize they were being racist towards you, Bookworm, because well, not racist, but they're judging because you got hair.
Well,
If you had been bald, they would have let you walk right in.
By the
It
way,
is true.
So when you notified Vapor that his enemy gang that we're all aware of was there, was that by group text or was that privately to him?
That's a good question. I suppose since that's kind of his thing, I would probably just pop that to him.
Ah, okay, carry on.
Alright, I will need a holdout roll for your boot knife.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out what the bonus for that would be.
I think holdout holsters are +2 to holdout.
Right. Well, it's a boot. Yeah, we'll call it that. Call it good.
Nice.
Oh, I didn't actually put the bulk on there, but I think it's probably 0. It's just a small knife.
Alright, your experience allows you to shuffle in past the scanner in such a way that it doesn't register through the through your boot holster and such, and the scanner operator has obviously missed it, as you are allowed through without any problem. Alright, inside you see a typical scene. There's staircases that lead upstairs to a series of catwalks that overlook the club. There's a number of balconies and booths that hang suspended over the stage. There's a dance floor. There's a bunch of people that are on the dance floor at the moment, and you can see there is already a band playing a cover band, playing some music and getting the crowd all worked up. The club has a single feature which stands out. This is a hang on a sec. Is the beast. It is a 10-meter high, bald, bullet-headed statue that serves as the official mascot of Underworld 93. Lasers shoot from the statue's eyes, smoke billows up around it. Neolux tubing runs the length of the statue and bathes it in an eerie neon glow and holograms, and AR wraps the sculpture in glowing flashy effects. From its belly, a massive speaker blasts out some music. As you enter, you are ushered to a booth that overlooks the stage. You will all find yourselves there. After some minutes, Vapor, you will notice your enemy gang members sort of wander in and take up positions around the dance floor, and they're just sort of standing there, sort of bobbing to the music. Just watching, not getting involved just yet.
Okay.
Anyone have anything they want to do while waiting?
I want to find these kick-ass seats we were promised.
You're in the booth. You were led to a booth.
In that case, I will order a round.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'd get a beer.
First one's on me.
When you offer to pay, the waitress waves it off and says, drinks on the house.
Keep them coming. And I will give her a generous tip.
We're
Like
here to
too
work.
generous. No, extravagantly generous.
All right, I'll need you to make a. If you're trying to resist your carousing, then you'll have to do
No,
so.
I am embracing. Let me see. I am embracing my compulsive carousing, compulsive spending, and compulsive generosity without rolling.
All right, so you will be indulging in the alcoholic beverages and such that are on offer for free.
And so will everyone else, and I will be essentially paying the waitress what I would have paid for the drinks, so that she's handsomely compensated.
All right, so
poor paladin.
You will have to be making some rolls for getting wasted.
Okay.
But we'll deal with that.
Usually does.
All right.
We'll deal with that afterwards. Anyway, you sit and wait for about half an hour. When over the speakers you hear, "All right, you brain-damaged, wired mutants. Here's the reason you've been sweating all over our nice, clean floors all evening. Ladies and gentlemen, if there are any out there, and the rest of you trash as well, I present to you the one and only Mariah Mercurial." The crowd goes wild. The lights dim, and then you hear the first haunting synthesized notes of Mercurial's hit song, "Take It to Mister." Swells up in the speakers. Spotlight comes on, illuminating a slender, lovely figure, which is that image that was shared. She's
not all that slender from the side view.
She's wearing a short dress of midnight blue. Her legs and arms gleam with polished chrome from her trademark cyber legs and arms. Her voice is as lovely as ever, and the first lines of the song wash over you.
Don't sing, Brian.
That is the song. I will not sing.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Unless...
No!
Oh, God.
Vapor, are you making any attempts to be scarce or unnoticed?
You know, if we're in the booth, then no, I won't, because essentially what I'm hoping for is that that'll imply protection from McAllister, and they'd be really, really dumb to try to cause trouble here.
We're really drunk.
Alright, give me a perception roll, please, or observation. Whichever you choose.
Yeah, they're the same.
Dang, these rolls!
About 1 hour into the concert, you will notice that these gangers have migrated to the dance floor, and they're thrashing and bobbing about, having a good old time, when one of them catches you in the booth, looks up, points, taps the shoulders of his buddies, and points you out. It is clear to you that they are aware of your attendance here.
When, before he has the opportunity to call his friends and, tap him on the shoulder, point them towards me, at that moment, we make eye contact that he sees me and notices it's me, I'm just gonna raise my drink like a toast.
Alright. Obviously mocking them. When they all look, they immediately sort of depart the dance floor and push their way through the crowd till you can no longer see them. You guys are on, the level up on one of the balconies. So the concert goes on.
Are any of the rest of us aware of this?
Not unless Vapor.
Yeah.
Boomstone.
After the taunt slash mock, I'm gonna just quietly let the group know that slight chance of trouble. Totally fine. Don't worry about it. Not my fault. Nothing to see here.
What kind of trouble?
We can't take you anywhere.
Just some folks who seem to think that I've gotten on the bad side.
Oh, is it that gang again?
Yep.
The White Hand.
Close enough.
So I'll start looking around, looking for people wearing those colors.
They've moved off the dance floor, and then I'll just give them a quick description of their outfits, general faces.
Keep an eye. You would have probably watched where they went.
Yeah, but I saw where they went, but they're currently out of view. So
So another hour passes and the concert winds up.
I spend fatigue to maintain my detection of observation.
Alright, so you will need to make some rolls. What sort of frequency of drinking? Like, how many drinks per hour?
You sound like my doctor. Per week? I thought you said per hour. Per week, that's incalculable. I would say 2 per hour.
2 per hour?
Yep.
What's your health divided by 4? Sorry, strength divided by 4.
2.5, so 2.
Just got to quickly reference how many drinks you can have and the penalties to rolls. Alright, give me a health roll. Or carousing.
Let me check.
That is a health-based carousing roll.
Straight health.
And another roll.
Boy, trying to make me fail. Are you crit hunting?
Nope. You are fine. You're feeling a buzz, but you're not intoxicated.
Do I get the waitress's number?
That will require some fast talk or sex appeal.
How about Savoir Faire Club?
That will give you a good reaction, but if you're wanting her number, you'll have to try a little harder than that.
Damn it.
You could roll savoir faire for a good reaction, so you'll nonetheless get a good reaction. But she's not keen to give you her number at this point.
Story of my life.
She tells you that her mother always told you to stay away from types like you.
She was right.
Yeah, he's the innocent surrounded by 3 dudes who look like hardened badasses. So yeah, everybody's going, dude, what is up with that guy? How much of a badass is he, or is he the guy paying them?
Darn it, I noticed Vapor didn't have the skills, but I was really hoping to make a sex appeal or carousing roll and get the number right after she says that.
You can always make it on default. Or you could just roll a straight up reaction.
It would be hilarious if you did.
Maybe not.
She must get hit on, a dozen times a night, and you're just another number.
Want to trade?
Anyone else drinking to excess or anything like that?
Just light.
No.
And what about drugs? Is Bookworm going to be high?
No, not in this context.
If there's one thing I know how to do is cast magic spells when I'm stoned.
Alright, so after the concert, a waitress comes to your booth and says, McAllister has asked me to escort you backstage. If you'll follow me, please.
Lead the way.
Alright, so
Smile.
you're led downstairs by this young, attractive woman. A lot of the crowd have decided to call it a night since the concert is over, and they're making their way out. Coming downstairs, Vapor, you're obviously on the lookout for your gang friends, and they are nowhere to be seen.
So it's either a trap or a trap. Got it.
I'd go with the trap.
I think you're right. I think you got it nailed.
Weird. I was thinking trap.
Moving around the club's a lot easier now that a lot of the patrons have left, and it's just your regular club goers that are still here. Music continues to play. You are led the waitress leads you into a backstage area just past a couple of large and obviously chromed bodyguards who stand guard. Near the ceiling you will see a small Japanese boy floating and translucent, obviously a manifested spirit of some kind. Security is tight, but that's not surprising considering the superstar in attendance. Down the hall you can see McAllister talking with Mercurial. He smiles and nods to her and then heads towards your group. Hoi, chummers, he calls out. This way, please. He motions you to a door to the right. Inside is a small room with a table and a handful of chairs around it. It's a tight squeeze, but you manage to get the entire group inside and sit down. Once the door closes, the roar of music and crowd cuts off thanks to soundproof walls.
As we're let in, casually, I would like to astrally perceive the mystical guardian that he has.
Okay, do you have astral perception?
I have Magery 3, which I think we established meant that I was a full mage. I don't have a skill for it, it's just
Alright, give me a IQ plus major roll. You can tell it's a watcher spirit.
Very good. Carry on.
Basically sounds an alarm if there's something that, it's...
In the astral. Got it.
Alright, so McAllister, he is an older orc. He appears to be in his late 40s. He's wearing an old, well-worn and oft-patched armor leather jacket and a faded mercurial t-shirt and jeans. Slapped to his left arm is something that looks like a keyboard. It is a 2050s era cyberdeck, the precursor to the comlink.
I thought we were in the 2050s.
Oh no. Ancient history.
Okay,
Yeah,
we're
you
in
mean
the
last time we-
70s.
Yeah, last time we played was the 2050s, but we're only skipping a month, and we're going ahead to the modern Shadowrun.
Actually, no, I think
Man.
you're 57s. So we'll say early era 50s cyberdeck.
Well, that's
It's
before
the
the
old-
Matrix
it's the
crashed
old
and
model.
was Reborn Wireless.
It's the old model, older model.
Yeah.
It's like a a Pentium compared to. Surprisingly, you can still buy Pentium CPUs. He says, gentlemen, you come recommended by a friend of mine, Claudia. I guess we are here to talk some business. He says, how was the concert? Enjoyable, I hope?
Yeah. Not my kind of music, but pretty good.
He nods, each to their own. Mercurial and I have a little history. We go back a ways. Well, let's get down to business. I need your crew to find a woman who has gone missing. Unfortunately, I don't have a great deal of information to go on. Her name is Fiona Craig. She is an archaeologist who just arrived in Seattle last night on a flight from Greece. She doesn't live in Seattle, and she's vanished. She missed a couple of meetings that she was supposed to have today. Her employer wants her found ASAP.
Okay.
The offer for this run, my friends, is 3,000 new yen each. Is anyone going to try and negotiate that price?
Remind me how. Is that good or bad?
Yeah, I was like, wait, I don't remember.
Whether it's a good price or not?
Is that a lot or a little?
That's probably a fair price.
Well, seeing as I've barely
Each.
spent anything I've made ever, I probably don't care.
So you take it.
Oh, good God, I got a lot of money.
You don't do this for the money.
Nope.
Good point.
Yeah, I don't see why we'd necessarily argue that. And it's like, yeah, okay.
So what info do we have?
Says you'll have the flight number and the hotel that she checked into. That's all we know. Unfortunately, I don't have anything more. Should I learn anything, I'll gladly pass this along to you.
Name once more, please.
Fiona Craig.
Any rules?
Bring her back alive.
Don't care about anyone else.
Not of consequence to me or her employer.
Who is her employer, or is that digging too deep?
Better left unsaid, my friend.
Understood.
Left unsaid. We worked for that corp before.
Right.
He says, haven't we all?
I think we have a bargain.
Yes, indeed.
Very well. If you find her, please notify me and we can arrange for a pickup. Here are my details. And he will bring up his comlink. And those of you that have AR will see basically a little contact screen in AR appear, and he just sort of flicks it to each of you. Your comlink will beep that you have received the address book information.
God damn it. I'll slide ditch a piece of paper in my pen.
It's alright, I got it.
He guy nods and says, old school. I like it.
Thanks.
I probably do use AR just minimally for stuff like that.
Yeah, like when you know it's a thing.
Uh-huh.
Now it occurs to me, it's like Bookworm looking at McAllister realizes that he's looking at himself 30 years from now, including the tusks.
God damn it.
It's that dental joke. Alright, unless there are any questions, I have work to attend to.
Thank you for your hospitality.
I would invite you to stay and enjoy the night. However, I think you have more urgent things to attend to.
Indeed.
Is there a back way out of here?
There is.
Can we use it?
Sure. Are you expecting trouble?
Always expecting trouble.
Of sorts.
Sure, follow me. So he will lead you out, and he walks to the doors that you came into, the backstage area. He'll open it. He'll tap one of the troll bouncers on the shoulder and just say, come with me. And then he'll lead you all, including the troll bouncer, to a rear exit. He opens the door. He checks first a camera that is off to the side of the door, unlocks the door with a key pass, and the troll bouncer steps out first. He looks up and down the alleyway. He turns back and nods, it's clear, and then McAllister basically gestures by your leave.
We'll be in touch.
McAllister will wait at the door for a little bit. He instructs the troll to just make sure that you guys leave safely before coming back in. At which point, you see McAllister, turns and heads back inside. The troll remains outside and just sort of crosses his arms, watching as you guys walk down this alley.
I took the tube. You guys drive?
I'm on the bike.
I have my Jeep.
Can I ride with you,
Right.
Vapor?
Jeep.
Sure.
Right, I've got a
Alright.
bike as well.
Yeah, so I'll ride shotgun with Vapor.
Where's
Ah,
he going?
damn. Checked my weapon, went out the back door. God damn it.
Whoops.
I'll be back next week. I still
Yeah,
got the
and
ticket.
it's like, you're like, oh, damn it, I don't have any weapons, and you're in Vapor's Jeep. And you're like, I'm going to ride shotgun. I need to move your shotgun first.
Hang on, let me make a little bit of room for you. Clunk, clunk,
I am
rattle.
a weapon.
Occasional bit of power drilling.
All right, so I'm going to assume that your vehicles are parked in the parking area.
Vapor doesn't
Somewhere.
have a
The street.
Vapor doesn't have a minigun in his car though. He hates those things.
No, he just can't seem to get one.
No, remember he almost died.
I know, that's why he wants one, so he can shoot somebody else.
He needs to get one of those little mini ones.
A mini gun?
Yeah, it's called a microgun. It's a little 5.56 job. Looks like a friggin'
Oh.
snowblower.
I thought you were kidding.
No.
All right, so you head to the car park. Everyone that knows of Vapor's gang peoples, give me a perception roll.
Good lord, my perception sucks too.
Visual based, of course. These rolls are going to get you killed tonight.
They are going to get me killed tonight.
Sorry, I was distracted. What are we rolling?
Hello, this is Sean.
Perception roll.
Oh my god, that thing is crazy.
Ooh, the cons ops guys need to get one of those.
Yes.
Both Ditch and Vapor, you will see up the street, clearly lying in wait, are these three gangers sitting on bikes, and they're just scanning the people that are coming out the front.
Mm-hmm.
You mean Ditch and Book?
Sorry, Ditch and Book.
Oh, never mind then.
No, I made my rolls.
I don't think I've made a single one of mine tonight. But then I seem to recall when we last played, I had all sorts of problems actually making any rolls with this character.
Actually, now that you mention it.
Let's see, I got a fail, critical fail, another fail. Yeah, 3 rolls, all 3 are failed, one of which was a crit fail. Woohoo!
Alright, since the two of us see these guys at the end of the alley, I think we're probably going to reach up and grab the other two and give them the silence.
Well, these guys are looking. They're sort of across
other
the
way.
street, waiting. They're not looking to where you guys are.
So we're not behind them.
No, they're up the street just watching the people that are exiting. Because of where you've sort of emerged, they're not watching your direction. You could sneak up on them if you so choose, but they're just watching the front.
So I'm going to make the eye motion IC2 this way to ditch the hand signal.
I'll give you the nod.
And I'll kind of shrug and I'm going to point back the other way, like we could go that way, or point to you could go that way and take them out. What do you want to do?
Probably about the time he's formulating the thought in his head, what do you want to do? Ditch is probably already headed that way.
To kill him? Okay. So I'm gonna
Unless
take
somebody
Paladin
tries
and Vapor.
to stop him.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna take Paladin and Vapor by the shoulder and go shh, easy, duck down.
What?
Make sure that we stay hidden. Duck down, trust me.
Alright, I'll need a stealth roll on anyone that's going to sneak up. Or sneak away if that's your intention.
Actually, how many were there?
3. They are your typical gangers. You don't see them as much of a threat.
Nah, I'll go ahead and tap Paladin and get him to come along.
Well, let's see if I can foobar this stealth roll too.
Which I may regret.
Yeah, I'll let you roll first.
We've got a familiar street for this.
Whoa! I made a successful roll.
Doing great.
I don't know what to do now.
Don't worry, you can fail the next one.
Sweet. We probably haven't not retrieved our gear.
Right, we haven't got to our vehicles yet, have we?
No, your vehicles are
No,
in the
we
car
just
park.
came out the door.
Yeah, figures.
Wow, this seems vaguely familiar. Well, like he said, it was a familiar street. So it's a good thing
It
that
is.
it looks familiar.
One street looks like the other, always.
Although we don't do left and straight on the left and right turn only on the right. We do left turn only on the left and straight and right on the right.
We do?
Yeah, we do.
I think he's right.
On the eastern half of the continent, at least. I haven't driven much on the west.
Well, this is the cyberpunk future.
All right, that
Seattle.
is the entrance. You guys have emerged from an alleyway. Say that street that is right next to you that runs horizontal. That is an alley, and it's much smaller than it appears. It's not to scale. Got it. The alley's big enough for like one car, or a truck, the bin collect garbage truck to sort of fit down.
Alright, and our opposing force?
I'll drop them on in a sec.
Op 4 even.
Well, it's a difficult concept to escape once you graft it.
I had forgotten. I actually have vampiric bite.
No way!
Yep. But then I'm not going to be doing that
Have
around
you
everybody.
used it?
Not in game.
Oh, okay.
I'm certain he has used it, but
Just
not
not
in game.
in context. Okay.
Because I seem to recall, I'm reminding myself about the character. Yeah, he's actually got the secret that he's the Daywalker thing.
Yeah, so he has the HMVV. Human, metahuman, vampiric virus.
Yeah, but they're regular vampires, right?
It
In
manifests differently in each race. In humans, it's vampires. In trolls, it's Wendigo. I can't remember the others.
But I mean, in terms of vampires, they're like regular vampires. So it's like, hey, yeah, they don't go at it during the day, that sort of stuff.
No, they're more like Buffy vampires. Like, there's nothing spiritual about it. It's a physiological condition.
But they can't go out during the day because the sun hurts them.
Well, unless they have protection, like sunscreen, sunglasses, parasol.
Or they're a weird-ass daywalker like me. I don't know why it happens.
Mm.
The Sunblock 2000 that's in Robocop or whatever.
It's just like Blade.
Alright, so that's where they are. Don't worry too much about the scale of this map. It'll work for this.
Okay, where's the what part's the alley? What part's the street?
The whole street represents the alley, but it's only at... Okay, the street is... that. Let me change my colour. So that's the street that runs north-south. The alley is an alley that continues across the street, and it runs east-west. The alley running east-west is only wide enough for like a service vehicle to drive down. And the road, of course, continues past the alley. The guys are all over there on the other side of the road watching people leave. You don't need to make a body language roll or anything like that, but you can just tell by their mannerisms that they're expecting to cause trouble. And given that they are gangers, it's most likely going to be a hit and run.
As Ditch and Paladin take off, I'm going to clap Ditch on the shoulder in a comrade-like fashion and cast a vigor on him.
And I stab you in the throat because I wasn't expecting it.
Well, you know me, though. So I'm going to give him 4 points of health temporarily. And it's going to last for 1 minute. It's going to cost me... let's see. It's going to cost me 3 stamina if I succeed.
Well, here's hoping I don't need it.
Success. So your health is temporarily +3. Or
Roger.
+4.
+4.
There are people that walk up and down the streets, mainly those leaving the club, heading to subways and various public transports. Your side of the street is most busy. The other side is a fraction of that.
All right,
you have
well, let's get to it.
you have Johnny cabs, stopping up out front, picking up people as they get in.
All right. So, how do we want to do this?
Well, we're gonna cross when it's open to do so, and just walk up to them and do the thing.
What is the thing?
I guess we'll grab the back two.
Yeah, we need to get their pistols and give one of them the bookworm. It's like, here, replacement.
Can I get stealth rolls from those that are approaching?
Do you need a second, or is the previous one
I'll
still
keep
valid?
I'll keep your previous.
All right, I got number 2, I guess. And you get number 1.
Number 1.
Okay. Move up. They will be completely unawares right until the point you do something.
All right, well, Ditch is just going to go straight in, not even stop.
Yeah, I am looking at trying to. I'm looking at something really quickly. Okay, right. So I know what I want to do is I wish to grapple this fellow and then neck snap him.
Oh, good one. All right, which one of us is first?
Vapor.
All right, I am doing an all-out double. First one will be a grapple to the face.
GBD 2
The what?
to the face of GBD 2. GBD 2.
Yeah. Roger, 2.
Alright, so then you will step in front of the vision of GBD 1, to which he will be surprised.
He will, in theory. Crap, I need to do some stuff here. Alright, face is going to be 3. And we'll go ahead and telegraph that. And that's probably all I need. Yeah.
Holy crap.
And go ahead.
Well, I guess there wouldn't be any critical effect on that, so. But nonetheless, he gets no defense.
Yeah, I
in any
can't
case.
I can't think of what the critical. Well, yeah, I guess that would be he would get no defense for it, and.
But he's getting no defense anyway.
Yeah,
but anyway, move on.
If we were using technical grappling or something, maybe. But okay, anyway, that was part 1. Part 2 is going to be a thrust attack to the sweet spot. Also telegraphed. And here's hoping this doesn't just turn around and suck. Oops, no, wrong knife. That one. Phew. That's basically a spinal artery.
Alright, roll your damage.
And since I've got him grappled, this will be a grab and smash.
Inferior vena cava.
It's lucky I don't have my big knives on me.
And no armor devices or anything like that?
Not on this one, unfortunately.
Are they wearing armor?
They're wearing their gang
colours.
colours.
Leathers.
So it's flexible armor?
Yes.
Yeah. DR2 leather.
Sweet.
Right. So, is there the sweet spot? Is there any multiplier on that?
Okay, so the typical artery for the this is a made up location, just
It's a vein.
just to establish that, but the veins and
It's the inferior
arteries
vena cava.
give hold on, where the hell is it? Well, shit. They specifically call it cutting in this case. I don't know if that applies here. At any rate, I think all the artery hits get an extra 0.5 multiplier.
On top of impaling?
On top of impaling. Or, well,
All right,
in
it
their
does,
case, it's
in,
cutting, but...
In this particular case, it doesn't matter. You have done a major wound. Not enough for a death roll or anything like that, but he has failed his knockdown roll.
All right.
So he is unconscious, and the fact that you criticaled when you grappled him just sort of pulled him off balance, and his legs, sort of flipped up in the air on his bike, and he's fallen down as you've thrust your knife in, and he goes down on the ground. This will, bystanders, will sort of note this. You see people sort of look and then turn away and go about their business. It's like not getting involved. Don't want any part of that.
Plus, these guys were really shitty tippers, so nobody's like, yeah.
All right, Paladin.
Okay, so I'm gonna probably
This guy is like stunned. When Ditch appeared and did this, he was like, jump scare, and he is stunned.
All right, so I'm gonna do something similar. I'm not using a knife because I don't have a knife. I am gonna do the all-out double as well, with the first one being the grappling the neck. Followed by the second one will be a neck snap.
Okay. Make your rolls.
I'm looking at the on basic 370. It actually says hit location for grappling. To grab the rules above assume you are grappling the torso. To grab another body part, apply half the penalty given under hit location to your roll. That's that's interesting. So it's going to be probably a -3 instead of a -5 for the neck.
Cool.
Okay, I guess that's going to be judo.
I guess you'd be grabbing the head, not the neck, for the neck snap.
Well, whatever.
Same difference. Anyway,
Will that
go on.
actually affect his...
No, because neck and head are still -5.
Okay, I'm guessing that's judo. Wow, I thought I was
Yeah,
better
unless
at
you have
judo.
wrestling or something.
Oh, he does have wrestling. Yeah.
Don't forget you can add telegraph and all that sort of stuff. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got that. Whew.
That's a lot of 5s and 6s.
I know, right? So, okay, next snap. Where's that? Let me read that. Okay, so next snap. Default to I grappled on my. Well, it says next turn, but I'm doing the all-out double, so I'm guessing I can do this, right?
yes.
Okay, so he needs to roll either strength or health. And it is if he fails, then on your next turn, roll a quick contest, next snap versus the higher of his strength or health. This counts as an attack.
I'm sure there's a way to show rolls.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
This whole controller alt while you roll.
Yeah, just run through all of them. Doesn't matter.
I end up holding.
He succeeds by
both of
2.
them.
Ah, cool. So that means I beat him since I succeed by 3. If I win, I inflict swing crushing damage on his neck with the usual 1 times 1.5 modifier for hit location. The target's rigid DR protects normally, but flexible armor has no effect. Oh, damn. There's no way to do that. I have to do it this way. So, what's 8 times 1.5 is 12?
All right. Again, not enough for a death roll or anything like that, but he does fail his major wound, and he will also be unconscious. The last thing you see before he blacks out is his tongue just sort of falls out his face, and his eyes bulge.
Hold on. I have to roll this because that's neck wound. 15. So that is damage to the throat, resulting in disturbing voice or cannot speak if injured to minus hit points or worse. That's really weirdly phrased. Can't tell if it's saying he gets cannot speak if he's injured to minus hit points, or is that the case with both? Whatever.
Is it the larynx? The pharynx? I mean,
Well, something went snap.
All right, bookworm.
I'm taking a wait to approach if things go wrong.
You know, that's another case where weight really should be allowed to convert to a move, even if it's only half.
You would think.
Now,
Well, it can convert to a move and attack, can it not?
No.
All out attack.
Yeah, but I could see there being a restriction on it, saying you can only move half or something like that.
Well, you could still do the all-out attack portion of the move, or move portion of the all-out attack without attack.
Yes. Oh, well. I suppose.
Snap, crackle, pop, Rice Krispies.
The other guy turns around and he almost sort of stumbles off his bike. You can see he sort of pushes his bike to as if he's going to try and ride away, but he just stumbles and fumbles as he's like shocked at your presence and the fact that his two buddies have just sort of fallen down on the road. It is Vapor.
He's watching, going, man, he needed like a silenced pistol so he could shoot this last guy from range.
Yeah, I know, right?
So are you going to do anything, or are you just chilling with me?
Yeah, in the end, I'll just hang out. I was thinking of moving up, but if they've next to got it, no sense.
Well, there's
moving
going to be
myself.
3 perfectly good motorcycles here if you want one.
They seem to have it.
I like the Jeep.
Perfectly good might be a little bit of an understatement.
Easily disposable, then. All right, what's Ditch going to do that's really cool here?
Well, I guess this is time for a acrobatic jump kick and knock him off his bike. Seems legit. It's probably a little bit rule bendy, but so there's gonna be a bit of movement over the bike of the guy that is now bleeding out.
Alright, so
Take
minus
care of
2
that part.
bad footing.
Oh, well, this is just the acrobatics part. Vault. Jesus. So I make it look good. Alright, and let's see, I'm going to call this the committed version of jump kick, which... yeah, we'll just go with that. Telegraphed? Seems... yeah, we'll do telegraph. Wow. Gonna be like that today.
These
Ah,
rolls.
crap.
He fails any
Forgot the
attempt to
minus
dodge 2 damage.
Probably not enough for knockback.
It is not enough for knockback, but you will still club him fair in the guts. You knock the wind out of him, you can actually hear the Paladin.
Oh, I didn't hear it ding. That's weird. Why didn't it ding? I wanted it to ding.
No, dings are now turned on.
That's why it didn't ding.
Let's see. So I think Ditch probably has that. I probably should check that to woof. What kind of weapon did this dude have? I'm presuming they were mostly concealed, or did they have them outright? Because I'm probably going to retrieve his weapon.
They have no weapons out at the moment, but give me a perception roll.
Oh boy. Man, my perception blows. I ain't seen crap.
You can't see anything, but their bikes do have compartments that could hide a weapon.
Right. Well, that's I guess I'm probably effectively not doing a whole lot of anything there.
Same as last turn.
You guys should start meandering to the Jeep. Like, okay, we're all fine. See you guys later.
remains stunned.
Ooh.
He has no idea what to do.
Well,
You can see panic setting in.
it's not going to matter here in a minute. So,
One of his glasses folds down, and he says, "We die."
all right. Basically the same sort of thing as before. I'll do the all-out double. Grab him by the hair first. Or is he wearing a? Do they wear helmets? Does anybody wear bike helmets?
He's too
in
cool
this
for
town?
helmets.
Okay. That may be his undoing. Alright, so that was that, and that. And... crap, what was it? Brain just left me.
You're stabbing.
Wow. Well, that was barely, but I got him. Okay, and
So many fives.
yeah.
Wow, I'll actually have to work out if he dodged. So, -4 + 2 means that's he dodged.
Well?
Well, seated. What's seated? -2. Alright, were it not for him being seated, he would have dodged.
Dope. Alright. Let's see, so that leaves me with... I got too many thingies open. Alright, that is... that... and that... and is that it? I think that's it. Okay, that's good. He didn't dodge, so that's grab and smash again. Dunk.
Max damage.
Well, let me see if I got something interesting. Oh, that's lame.
He didn't need that ear.
Got that double E puncture crit. Pierce through both ears. Hearing impaired, dies instantly.
Well, I meant to go
Hearing
under
impaired.
I meant to go under the jaw, but apparently I kind of went through the temple.
Well, he was dodging. Not
That's true.
successfully, but
He did jiggle around a bit.
Alright, so he will succeed his major wound roll.
Let's see, that's a head blow. If that's a major to the head?
Yes, it's -5.
Okay, he made it? Lucky bastard.
He did, but now I have to work out his damage. Alright. He doesn't look well at all. Paladin.
I heard it ding and then it jumped. Okay. I actually probably need to do an area knowledge Seattle here because I am wanting to know what we call these guys silver hands, or is that right?
Is it Silver Hand or Steel Hand?
It was
Silver
Silver
Fist.
Fist.
Silver Fist. Okay, who are their enemies? What's the rival gang for these dudes?
You would need a current affair gangs.
Ah, damn it.
Streetwise.
You can roll a default at -5.
What is that? IQ -5? Does it default to?
IQ -5.
Would it like default streetwise?
I was going to say it ought to.
Not that
it
it
ought
would
to
matter there.
It ought to have a default from Streetwise, I would think.
We'll go default streetwise. -5.
Yeah, that's not gonna be any actual difference. Oh, it's research -4. So maybe streetwise. Oh, current affairs defaults to IQ -4, not 5.
Alright, so streetwise -4 then.
Yeah, it's not gonna matter. That's just sadly my streetwise is the same as my IQ, but hey, who cares? Yeah, I don't know.
They're not a tier
yeah.
1 gang. And allegiances change
They don't
often.
make the news.
Well,
Yeah,
Blake
I was
probably
just
knows.
the thing I was just thinking there is like after we were done, sort of as we're leaving, make some sort of exclamation that pointed towards the rival gang as being responsible.
Well, they're not
So-
dead unless
thinking.
you kill them. At the moment, they're unconscious. No one's had to make a death roll yet.
Yeah, I'm probably just still patting GBD 2-1 down for like weapons or something like that. I figure right now Stitch probably has this in hand.
I do still have him by the hair.
I'm still taking a wait to approach if things go wrong.
He will remain conscious, but he will come out of stun. And he will... you can see that his intentions are to flee.
Don't kill me. He's not going to beg for mercy?
He's asking the wrong guy for that.
He just come out of stun.
Alright, well, I still got him by the hair, so I'm just going to all out double to the neck. We'll call it the neck. There's one. There's two.
Damn.
And you can roll damage for both.
Let's see, neck. The neck. Yep, there goes an artery.
Oh, savage. Oh!
Alright, so that kills the guy. And he goes down onto the ground. And you gently lower his head to the pavement. With a crunch. It is about this time that you notice that the gang colours weren't Steel Fist, it was Steel as Fist. Dope.
What?
No. These guys were definitely his enemy. And this guy is dead. Alright, so some people, the street has been reasonably busy with people, and your stuff has been noticed. But like I said, everyone is going, I don't want any part of it. I'm just moving on. And you'll see people that are actually walking on this side of the street will do a sort of wide berth. They'll step out on the street. They'll run past across to the other side of the street.
They don't even bother recording it with their cell phones anymore. Everybody's seen it before.
Yes, but you do know that you'll only have a little bit of time before you are in downtown Seattle, so it won't be too long before Lone Star will turn up.
We shall be very gone by then.
Yeah, we got two functional motorcycles. 3, sort of. Can go 2 hours and leave them there.
If you are searching for stuff, if you're going to take the time to search, then you'll need to make a search roll. Or perception
I'm
minus
not going to
5.
bother.
Yeah,
Right.
I was just doing a quick pat down. I didn't find anything. It's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, our stuff is near at hand. We'll just get to it.
I am thinking about taking the motorcycle to the Irish stuff to get the hell out of here.
Well, how far away is it? I mean, we didn't park that
I
far.
don't know.
I didn't park that far, I didn't think.
I'd imagine a block.
It's not even that. There's a car park just down the street a little.
Yeah, I just walk over there. Like nothing happened.
I could potentially super jump, but nah.
Alright, so you are heading into the car park.
I yank one of the gangers' scarf off his neck and wipe the blood off me.
It wasn't that much blood. Your attacks were pretty quick and swift, except for the neck one. That probably bled a lot.
No, I hit that spinal artery. That's bro. I'm wearing that. Anywho, off we go.
Alright, so you are heading to your vehicles, which will be all 4 of you going to the car park.
To the different places of the car park where we parked separately.
Yep, I'll be riding the Draper.
Who is the most likely to get surprised and triggered? Who's the most on edge of your troop?
The most on edge?
Yes.
That's an interesting question.
Like, you mean like ready for danger?
Say a stranger just tapped you on the shoulder and caught you by complete surprise. Who would most likely react poorly in that situation?
I'm gonna say Ditch would probably kill them and then apologize.
That seems redundant.
Alright, Ditch it is. And whoever's with Ditch. As you're heading to your bike, you're just about to climb on board when you are startled by some footsteps of a man that seems to be sort of jogging. And about 7 meters away, or 7 yards away, you'll see this guy. He holds out his hands, palms forward to you guys, and says, "Peace, friends." And you can see he says that with a Quebecy accent. "I have a job offer for you." How does Ditch react? He's 7 yards away. God, it's like that.
Well, that's a good question.
Yeah, I thought you meant somebody grabbing him by the shoulder, like unexpected, like startling him, not coming up 7 yards away.
Well, he was startled. Someone running up to you 7 yards away in a dark car park could promote
After you've murdered
weird reactions.
After you've murdered a guy.
Just trying to create a situation that could get out of hand.
Well, let's see. I
Seems
got
awfully
a,
wide.
Roger.
got a pirate's code of honor here. So I don't think that means I'm not open to other jobs.
Why is he so wide? Is it just the picture weird?
Just
Like, this is
resize.
Yeah,
White
that's
fellow. Let's see. I think the way he will probably react in this situation is to say that our company is not currently entertaining other offers at the moment, but what do you have in mind?
Alright, he says... He says, I knew you guys were a bunch of runners. People like you don't go out clubbing like your regular wage slaves. You guys scream runners.
Well, to be fair, we haven't introduced him to Bookworm. Bookworm does that.
Well, I see you
Books,
have a...
Bookworm's not with Ditch. Bookworm went with Vapor.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like, hey, yeah, runners don't do that, and both Ditch and Paladin are probably thinking, Bookworm does, and he's a runner.
Well, I see you perceive the obvious. Do you know anything more interesting?
He says, I know you went in to see McAllister. And he's been hiring some runners, or looking for some runners, to find a Fiona Craig. That's right, hey?
Expressionless.
Expressionless.
Cannot confirm nor deny.
So who is actually going to be there at this point?
You know,
Paladin and
why don't
Ditch
you
were-
just...
Perception roll.
Well, I was going to say it's possible
From-
that any
There it
number of
is.
us could be there.
Alright, so if you succeed a perception roll, that you will see that Ditch has had this encounter. And you are welcome to join, otherwise you will probably get onto your vehicle and leave. Unless, of course, Ditch says
I
anything.
left.
He says, since there's no response, he says, look, I have no interest in Fiona Craig or any deal that you made with McAllister. But she was carrying a certain item. I'd like to pay you to deliver that item to me. Or if
What's
you
the-
could recover it.
What's the item?
It's fairly unique. It is an artifact. It is about a fist-sized shard made of obsidian. It should be easy to recognize.
Let's see, how do I respond to that? Because this does not interfere with the current mission, and our mission giver didn't say anything about it, so it's clearly not a part of our objectives. So it could just be extra money. Not that I care about the money. But I don't like this guy because he looks funny. And I just don't like people in general.
Are you a dick?
Alright, so Bookworm, you succeeded. Are you going over to investigate?
No, I am making eye contact with Ditch, and I'm giving him the "you good?" like eyebrows up. You good? You okay?
I give it a bit of a shrug.
All right, I carry on and follow Vapor to his vehicle.
Alright, so you're not interested at this point?
No, not me.
Oh, right.
This is Ditch.
Okay. Okay, so what do I want to do here?
Well, he sees that he's kind of losing you, and he says, "Look, I'll pay you 2,000 each." Like I said, I'm not interested in the woman at all. I'm just interested in this obsidian artifact.
So I'm thinking of security at this point. So just to think out loud, I really don't care at this point. So we could find it. If we find it, we could let him know or not let him know.
I know why he's a little bit wide.
But I don't.
He's a dwarf.
Oh,
he?
okay, that makes sense. I just thought it was some weird screeny thing.
I guess that makes sense. Okay. Bit unusual. But why not?
Because, dwarfs are squashed.
Yeah, so the thing is, if I get him to give me contact information, then I'm basically saying that I'm gonna do it. Or at least suggesting that. I don't know how I would contact him otherwise. They're probably gonna follow us around if we don't. There is that. So, if we tell them we're gonna do it, then they may not follow us around and try to bother us while we're in the middle of the mission. Alright. Ditch will just kind of give him that look over and then say, "You got a card?"
He reaches slowly into his jacket, obviously being obvious that he's not reaching for a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing the whole slow thing, and between his fingers he pulls out a card. He walks forward and hands it to you. It says Laurent Nazir.
Well, Mr. Nazir.
And it says, seems to indicate that he represents the Atlantean Foundation.
Is that familiar?
What's that?
You would need a current affairs corpse.
I got science and tech.
Roll that on a -3.
Doesn't seem familiar.
You may have heard the corp mentioned from time to time, but you don't have any details about it.
Yeah, I can look it up later. Tell him. Well, if we find something...
He says, alright, so you say if you find something?
If we find something, maybe we'll call you. And if we don't, you're no worse off.
He says, if you're... I take that as being you'll accept my offer.
Take that however you like.
In that case, I have a little bit of information that may help you in finding Fiona.
Now we're talking.
All right, shoot.
She is the daughter of a fella by the name of Moreau. He's something of a jack of all trades, but he's a fixer and troubleshooter for the Draco Foundation, a competitor of ours. He's been operating out of Seattle for several years. We
should ask what they do.
We started having Moreau watch to see if Fiona turned up, and our agents overheard Moreau calling McAllister and asking him to hire some runners. Since then, we've been staking out this orc fixer and wanted to see who he hired. He says, we understand that Fiona missed some meetings this morning. She was supposed to meet with her father, Moreau. We believe that this might be in conjunction with something to do with the Draco Foundation. And of course, and you see he hesitates, but then he decides it's best to sort of come clean. He says, we believe the Draco Foundation also want this obsidian artifact.
I wonder what they would pay. And he will say that.
He looks at you and says, I hope that we remain professional here, and since I was first to contact you regarding this, that myself and the Atlantean Foundation at least get first dibs. But I would appreciate it if you didn't contact the Draco Foundation or Mr. Moreau.
Yeah.
Well, we're not under contract. We'll take it under advisement.
Savage.
You'll either hear from us or you won't.
He nods and realizes he won't get any solid commitment from you guys, and says, just remember, we contacted you first. We would like first dibs. And with that, he sort of, backs off and then turns and walks away.
I'll make sure I was walking away toward a different vehicle other than mine, just in case.
Well, he sort of caught you at your vehicle. You were just about to jump on board, and he ran up to catch you.
So he said that the Draco Foundation was a competitor of his operation. Did he say what the name of his operation was?
Atlantean something. Yeah, Atlantean Foundation.
Ah, thanks.
I'm going to go ahead and buzz everybody else, get them on a conference call, and let them know what just happened there. So give it the Atlantean Foundation. I'll scan in the card and mention Draco and Moreau.
All right, what are you doing?
She was coming here. We had a flight number and a hotel.
Yes.
Now, none of us that are currently present are actually hacky types.
Somebody had a Decker contact. Was it me?
Yeah, I was just remembering that. Was it you?
Somebody did.
It won't have been him, because he was his own
Decker
contact.
Claudia, Gustav, and Giuliani, the mafia guy, are my contacts.
Yeah, I think it was one of the old characters, because they had the troll guy as the contact.
It may have been Gustav, because he's
that's right, it was Gustav. Yeah, that's him.
Tech / bit of everything, it says on my sheet. Skill of 18,
right.
I think that's him. So our Decker is Gustav. I'm going to contact Gustav and ask him about Moreau and the Atlantean Foundation and the Draco Foundation, and ask him, what's been...
By the way, Kerry, it's Moreau as in Moreau.
Ah, okay, thanks.
French Moreau.
Moreau.
Yeah, I would say let's talk to M, but since you have points spent for Gustav, he might be safer.
He's not very reliable, but I'll give him a try. He's 9 or less.
Yeah, might as well. If he's here, he's here. If he's not,
in the box. Gustav, where you at, bro?
All right. The comlink answers, and your ears, you hear a loud squeal from the microphones as they're peaking, and there's like loud head banging music playing in the background, and you can barely make out the words. Hold on.
Yeah, I'll wait until he can get to somewhere quieter.
The music dies down, and he says, "Book. Ain't heard from you in a while, chumma."
Yeah, I know. I've been busy with classes and stuff, but I've got something working right now, and I need some information. Anything you can find out on the Draco Foundation, the Atlantean Foundation, and this guy Moreau?
Fiona Craig.
Yeah,
we
Fiona
didn't
Fiona
get a first
Craig
name
is
on
his
him.
daughter.
One moment, actually, Funkle. Office. All right, so he says Draco Foundation, and what else?
Atlantean Foundation, Fiona Craig, and her dad is this guy Morrow, or Moreau, you might say. And there's also this matter of an obsidian artifact, and I'll give him a verbal description matching what we have been told about this thing. And say, I need all the information you can find, discreetly, of course. Don't get caught asking people about this stuff, but, any information you can give me is worth million.
He says, how much?
call it $2,000.
He grins and says, "Absolutely. You got yourself a deal."
Thanks. Call me. Disconnect.
Yeah, I'm looking at my character and realizing, wow, he has no good skills.
And just as you're disconnecting, you see he turns off to the side and he says, "Hey, stop! You know I'm on a call." And then the call is broken off, and you see you know a brief glimpse of some lady's hand come into shot.
I got it. Too
Anyway,
real. Been there.
what's his skill?
18.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he's unreliable.
Yeah, I can only get him on a 9 or less, so I'm glad he answered.
Okay.
Miss Eric.
Sometime later, you will receive some stuff to your comms or comlink. You will have a flight. She arrived on a flight into SeaTac yesterday with flight numbers. He'll give you all the details. Apparently she checked in on the flight. No idea whether she checked out or anything, but the flight landed on time. He says there was a booking made for her at the Mulverhill Hotel at 3225 158th Avenue SE in Bellevue at 4:30 p.m.
Fancy.
Got a check-in? Or is that the check-in?
That is the check-in,
That's the
sorry.
booking. Oh, she checked in.
That's the check-in.
Time to do some B&E then.
Yep.
Damn
Yeah.
it, phone call again.
Bah.
Sorry, I have to take this.
Go for it. Go for it.
5-minute break.
Alright, we're back.
All right, so he gave me that information about our target, Miss Craig. Was he able to give me anything about Mr. Laurent and the Atlantean Foundation?
He was.
Or Nazaire, I should say.
Laurent, or Mr. Nazir, is the head of the Seattle branch of the Atlantean Foundation. The Atlantean Foundation is headquartered in, I think it's the Quebec-y something.
Quebec. Got it. And how about their competitors, the Draco Foundation?
Okay. The Draco Foundation was founded by is it Dunkel Zahn, the dragon.
Jesus fuck. Okay.
That means
No
nothing to
one,
me.
no one really knows the motives behind the Draco Foundation, but they are certainly interested in strange magical artifacts.
Okay, and that brings us to the obsidian artifact. Was there anything on that among his gathered information?
There is nothing. He is not able to find any information, and he says in his message to you, found nothing. Either it doesn't exist, or it's very secret.
I transmit the cred as agreed. And I will, we're all in the same place physically, I believe, right? The four of us?
Yeah, we
Depends on
probably
the-
went back to HQ.
Yeah, so I will get off that message with him and tell everything I know, that our young lady was booked into a hotel and then checked into it, 4:30 p.m., blah, 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 address. And Mr. Nazaire, who said he represents the Atlantean Foundation, is actually the head of the Atlantean Foundation in Seattle. It's an organization based in Quebec. This Draco Foundation he mentioned as adversaries, that's a foundation formed by someone you've probably heard of, Dunkelzahn the Dragon. Yes, the same one who ran for president of the UCAS. Yeah. So,
And also the Atlantean Foundation, their main business is research into all things strange and supernatural magic, artifacts, things like that.
Okay. I will include that in the narrative and point out that this obsidian artifact is probably something of interest to them. I don't know why it's of interest to Dunkelzahn, but who knows what dragons are up to.
Well, you said that the Draco Foundation was into artifacts and stuff too, so clearly they're just competing.
Yeah, perhaps. But there was no information about this particular artifact available to my contact.
Now, Gustav didn't say anything about a checkout from the hotel, so...
Right. So we should visit the hotel next, I think.
Yeah, that's going to be the first thing. We probably want to get into the security office and... I wonder if we just go straight for the security office or try something else.
Split the party.
Get into her room.
Yeah. How do you do that?
Your information also from your contact will be that the Malva Hill is a mid-range hotel.
Oh, okay. I was picturing a luxury hotel because of the neighborhood it's in, Bellevue. So it's a mid-range. It's not a big deal.
It's the
probably
low
just-
end.
Yeah, we could probably walk in there.
Well, they're going to have some security, I presume, so they're going to have cameras and whatnot.
You probably don't want to be knifing gangers.
Well, if they got gangers
Unless you
hanging around
like,
the hallway, they
unless you
probably
like to
won't
be
go
on.
anyway.
Yeah, this is true.
Who's knifing gangers? I don't know what you're talking about.
Didn't happen. No one saw you do it.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything.
I didn't knife anybody.
Yeah, well, that's our only clue point at this point is the hotel. So
Agreed.
ASAP.
What's motor?
Alright, so going to the hotel.
Yep.
Alright, so the hotel is in a nice area, Bellevue being one of the better suburbs of Seattle. This place seems to be well kept. The streets are clean. There is no doorman, but as soon as you step up to the door, and who's going in? All of you, or none of you, or
Well,
what?
do we need to send everybody?
I'm going. And incidentally, I have rested in Vapor's Jeep and recovered fatigue along the way.
I'm kind of half tempted to just send Book up there since he looks fairly harmless, generally speaking. But I don't know how he'd feel about going up there solo.
Well, if we know where the place is, or the room, that we could maybe. Oh wait, that's going to end up requiring like lock picking and stuff.
Well,
Actually,
you could go check that out while I'm distracting the front desk.
that's true. That might be the good way to go. I was going to ask, since we've got the check-in info and we know the hotel, we got a layout of the hotel. Do we know where the room is from the outside and etc.?
Is that public information?
No. You could probably, with a little bit of legwork, find a layout of the hotel.
Yeah, so here's the plan. I'm going to check into the hotel as myself. I'm going to rent a room. I'm going to get the layout. I'm going to get a key card. And I'm going to open the side door, let my buddies in, so that they can go up and check on our girl's room, Miss Fiona Craig.
Bob's your uncle and Fanny's your aunt?
Yep. Robert's your brother's brother.
Alright, so you're the only one that's heading in.
Initially, yes.
Alright, so you step in. Do you have AR? Are you constantly
Nope.
AR'd?
Nope.
Alright, so you step in. You can see that there's a normal reception desk. You don't see any security in the lobby area. There are some hotel guests that are sitting in some lounges. There are some people that are obviously checking in, and bellhops are taking care of them.
Alright, I will heft my briefcase as if it was luggage, which I'm used to carrying it everywhere, so I have to kind of act a little bit like, this thing. I'm going to go up to the desk, and if there's no one there and there is a bell, I will ring it.
You head up to the desk. The desk is manned by a lady. She greets you politely.
Irony.
Roll lecherousness.
Ah, shit. Let's see, my lecherous.
Yep,
is
he's going
12
in.
or
He's going to
less.
say, "Hey, how you doing?"
I want to rent a room. You going to be there?
You are so... You didn't need to roll that in the box.
What?
But you are so...
Oh, fuck.
So failing this roll.
Hey, baby.
You almost forget what you're in here for.
Shit.
So to you, she just, ticks all the boxes of what you find attractive.
God damn it.
She hasn't touched him yet.
Check.
She says in a very sexy voice that sings to you, can I help you?
I'd like a room.
Certainly. And you see that she's looking at you and you can just see flickers of points of light in her eyes, as she's obviously referencing databases and room availability.
I don't know. He rolled a 17. That's not what he sees. He's just seeing all.
Well, the flicker of stuff in her eyes is a twinkle.
That's right.
That Bookworm is just mesmerized by. It's that twinkle in her eye. She says, "What sort of room? We have standard. We have economy, standard, and the executive suites."
What do you prefer?
Ah!
I mean, what do you recommend?
Alright, so you want to roll sex appeal? Or are you just going to... Alright, so you're just going to go straight up reaction roll. So roll a reaction for me.
Oh, Christ.
You never know. It could be good.
Where are the reaction rolls, damn it?
Main tab.
First page.
Ah, okay. I'm assuming...
How long have you been playing?
Shut up. Oh, shit.
Wow.
I'm not her type.
She
Well, got
gives
some
you
bonuses,
a
don't you?
disapproving look and ignores the statement, and she says, "What sort of room would you like?" She doesn't say sir. What sort of room would you like?
Shut up.
You are here for a room, yes? Or do
yes,
okay.
Alright, I'll straighten up and fly right and, tell her I want a single room, single bed.
What
take the
type
low-
of suite?
We'll take
Economy?
the Lonely Man special.
Economy, please.
She says, if you'll kindly tap your comlink, and
I'm still picturing her naked, but I'll tap my comlink.
she indicates a section of the counter which lights up, saying tap here.
I comply.
You're,
Incidentally, I'm using a certified cred stick, not my personal cred stick.
Alright, so this is for information, like your guest details. So as you tap it, it says, "Sorry sir, we cannot accept a certified cred stick. We need your personal cred stick."
May I speak to your manager?
She says, "You may, but he will request the same."
Very good. I'll wait. You guys, come on.
She, again, her mouth sort of turns down, like, really? She picks up she presses a button and then sort of speaks and says, "Sir, we have a guest that wishes to speak to you." And she then says he'll be out shortly. Moments later, a guy in a nice suit steps forward. The name badge indicates that he is a manager, or the hotel manager. He says, "Can I help you, sir?"
Yes, I'm here from corporate headquarters. I'm here to assess your level of customer service. I want you to know that you have passed with flying colors. You and your employee are doing very, very well here. Thank you.
Thank you. That sounds like a fast talk roll.
Yeah, it does, except we don't have fast talk, so it's going to be IQ minus...
Holy crap!
-5.
How do you not have fast talk?
Well, it's not me, it's a character that I'm playing.
Yeah, I know. How does that character not have it?
So roll IQ -5.
Yeah, he is in academia. You're quite right.
All that, and he goes to clubs all the time. He's always got to use fast talk to get in and out.
Made it. Not to mention to talk to girls.
He says,
Score.
"Thank you, sir. Is there anything in particular that I can help you with?"
Actually, there is one thing that they've been talking about downtown. Could I take a look at your security setup?
Give me another reaction roll, please.
You son of a bitch.
If that works, you win.
Holy shit.
Oh, he likes
He says, "Certainly. Can I see some identification first?"
No, we don't carry that, obviously. Security protocol.
He says, "Will you be checking in with us?"
Yes, I have a... What's my room number, ma'am? I'll say over to the desk person.
She says, "You haven't got a room yet, sir. We cannot accept a certified credit stick. We must have your personal details."
Then I'll kind of shrug at him like, is that how we do
He
among
says,
friends?
"It's hotel policy. We must know who you are, sir."
Haha! Almost got you. I won't take a room, but I do want to see your security.
He
Good
says,
work on upholding policy.
he says, "And some identification?"
Alright, stand by.
Meanwhile, the rest of us have already come and gone.
Yeah, that was the whole point, was to just stall and let them get in and out. So at some point I'm going to have to just duck out and say, "Great job, see ya, good job, it's going to show up
All right.
on your annual report,"
So
and split.
you guys are walking in and heading for like the elevators.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and you look like regular badasses, correct?
Like everyone else in this town.
No, not everyone else looks like you guys. Armored clothing and shades and full-length trench coats and...
Yeah, who doesn't dress like that?
Normal people. Normal people that check into hotels in nice areas.
Shut up.
Alright, so you step in. Any of you that have AR will see all the hotel guests within this place have, like, in augmented reality, have a little flag over them that indicates hotel guest. Looking at yourselves, you obviously do not possess this hotel guest. And you don't get too far into the lobby before you see a door open off to the side of reception, and a security guy steps out. He is a uniformed dude, and he starts walking your way.
What was the room number?
1408. So the security guard sort of steps in front of you and blocks your path any further, and says, "Gentlemen, can I help you at all?"
Well, this is clearly not going to work. What's this guy look like?
Just your regular security guard.
Looked like a weenie.
No, he's not a weenie. He looks like he's obviously a trained security guy. Probably the only guy on staff.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to bully our way through here without drawing more attention than we'd like.
Since your hesitation, he says, "Are you intending to guest with the hotel?"
It's a shame I'm not playing a smart guy. Or a social engineering guy. Really.
Do we even have a social engineering guy?
Well, we did. He is not among the currently available players.
Who was it?
That was Ivory was specifically a face person.
Oh.
Well,
It says, "Unless you're planning to stay in the hotel or you're visiting a guest, I'm going to have to ask you gentlemen to leave."
Never minding the fact that Ditch isn't well, he's at least average intelligence, so we were invited to 1408. Can you call her and let her know that we're here?
He says 1408. Can I ask the guest's name?
We work for Mr. Moreau. Oh, the guest name. Craig. Fiona Craig. That is what she checked in under, right?
Yes. And he says, "Your name?"
How does he answer that?
He identifies himself by a made-up name, Van Diesel.
Yeah, my name's Vin.
Alright, so you see him turn into the microphone on his lapel, and he says, "We have some gentlemen here that would say they are guests of a Fiona Craig in room 1408.
Who is talking? I was AFK for a moment.
Security guard.
So he's talking to who other than Ditch?
He's, well, I assume the
I was thinking about just breaking into the place.
Paladin and Vapor. Or Ditch Paladin and Vapor. Either way, he's speaking into his lapel and he says, The gentleman's name is Van.
Whatever.
Could you please check with... do we have a guest of Fiona Craig in 1408? And you hear a confirmation. And then he says, can you please notify Miss Craig that a van is here to see her? There's a moment's pause, and you hear the reply is there's no answer in her room. The security guard then turns to you and says, I'm sorry, sir, but it would appear that Miss Craig is not in her room at the moment, or does not wish to be disturbed.
Now, do they have biometrics? Will they know that she's not here?
They will not know whether she's here or not.
Okay. Yeah. Apparently, we had a just to clear up for Phil. We apparently had a moment of tactical weakness and decided to walk in while Bookworm was making a mess of himself over there. So, for whatever reason, we all decided to go in because nobody said otherwise.
Gotcha.
I was picturing you guys coming in from a side door while I made a mess of myself.
Well,
So the in a rather sort of typical security authoritarian manner, the security guy says, so I'm going to have to ask you gentlemen to leave. We can leave a message for Miss Craig if you wish.
Ditch is going to growl at him.
And Paladin's going to give him his creepy smile.
The expression on his face is indifferent.
Yeah, so...
As for weapons and stuff that he has on him, he doesn't appear to have any weapons, although there is a little pouch on his belt, which could have maybe a taser or maybe fit a collapsible baton. And of course he has keys.
Well, at this point I'm kind of thinking we're just going to have to rooftop it or something.
Yep.
But they're going to have alarms on any of the other doors, so...
Yeah, it's when I was looking through my character and I realized, wow, he's really not very good at much of anything. Like, how did I screw it up this bad?
Pretty much a blunt
mostly-
instrument.
Yeah,
It was 5 years ago.
Yeah, and it's probably mostly the racial template that hogged all his points. But it's like I got next to no social skills. He's got intimidation, and I think that's it.
Yeah, we've kind of got the wrong crew for B&E, I think. I got the E part, but not the B.
No, I got the B. I've got forced entry. Unfortunately, it's forced entry.
Yeah, that's not what we need here.
It's hey, there's a door. Boom! Now there's not a door.
Okay. Well, is there a map posted in here, or a brochure, or something that has the layout of the place so we can at least determine where the stupid room is?
You have your, fire exit thing.
Right.
It's only showing this current level. It doesn't show the whole hotel.
Well, I don't see what else we can do here other than to back out and try another entrance.
Well, if you back out, the security guard watches you. I'm assuming you're backing out.
Unless somebody has a better idea.
So the security guard watches you leave, and once he's confident that you're not going to be causing trouble for the hotel, he then sort of returns to through the door that he emerged from. All this is while Bookworm is chatting with the hotel manager and the receptionist. Bookworm, you become aware that your companions have been turned away.
Got it.
You catch that from the the corner of your periphery.
Can assume that room 1408 is probably on floor 14.
Fair assumption.
If we can get an idea, if we could have gotten an idea of what the number layouts are, we can at least potentially guess which room it is. I'm okay with trying to climb.
However,
Give me an observation roll.
Could I see any such
Ditch.
diagram from my vantage point at the desk as a customer?
Alright, upon leaving, you were observant enough to notice that this building has an internal fire escape. So near the elevators, there is obviously some stairs. There's a stairwell that says, do not use unless there's a fire. Doors are alarmed. The standard thing.
Yeah.
sounds like they need to have a fire.
Way to escalate things.
Yeah, that's it. We need to toss a friggin' Molotov in the lobby just so we can get to the top floor.
Sentient Molotov.
Make sure we go in with silver gloves. So we've escalated, potentially escalated what was snatch and grab to an all-out gang war.
Arson.
And arson. Yeah, but it's not us that did it. It was the Silverhand gang guys. Silverfist guys.
Okay, what is around this hotel? Can we actually get in an elevated position and look to any of the
Sure.
windows?
It will require some scaling of walls, so it is a -3 to scale a modern wall. But you could make it to the roof.
That is this building, or?
Buildings and surroundings.
Okay. Alright. I'm going to attempt to get into a position where I can see into windows. So, -3, you say?
Your vision into windows... okay, so you're actually going to climb a building.
Oh, yeah.
Alright. With ease, you scale the side of a building in a sort of out of the way or out of line of sight spot, so people on the streets won't see it. And you find yourself on the roof. It is a standard flat roof. There is like air conditioning and there's a service door. Again, it has the warning sign that says, do not open, door is alarmed.
Alright, so
For emergency only.
I'm attempting to do that on the side where I'm expecting the 08 rooms to be, or at least the even numbered rooms, and 14th floor, so I'll start looking at all the windows, see what I can see. I do have thermals.
So are you on the roof of the hotel or another roof?
Adjacent, I guess. Unless I actually want to go from window to window.
It's entirely up to you. You could, I guess, go to a window and find one that's unoccupied, and then gain entry that way.
That would actually expedite things. I'll just do that. Actually, yeah, I'll just do that.
Right.
This could be fun.
Let the universe decide what your first window is going to be.
I don't like the universe. The universe doesn't like me.
All the more reason to let the universe decide.
The universe says meh.
Surprise.
All right, perception or observation? All right, you look through a room. You can see that the room is an occupied room. You know, there is luggage that's on the rack, but the guest does not appear to be occupying the room at present.
Try to find some kind of identification.
So you're going to, how are you going to?
Actually, I'll check and see if the window's open or open.
The windows do not open. You could break the glass or cut the glass if you have the appropriate equipment.
I'm thinking I don't. I don't necessarily want to break in unless this is the actual room I want to go into, because otherwise I'm going to be stuck on this floor.
No, because you can go through that window, go in there, open the door, and then go up the stairs to the proper room.
Well, I'm assuming I'm on the right floor.
Holy crap, you're all the way up there, huh? Whew.
14th floor.
How many is it total?
More than 14.
More than 14.
Like a 20 or something?
We'll say 3d6. I'm going to roll. Actually, I'll roll a d6. It is the 4th floor.
From the top?
Actually, no. So the floor numbers actually start at 10. So the lobby is the lobby, then floors start at 10, then 11, 12, 14.
That's an odd thing to do. But whatever. Stranger things have happened.
That's how the casino in my town has their floors.
Some hospitals
Yeah, but
do
you
that
guys
too.
are weird.
No, some hospitals in the south do that as well.
They're weird too.
So
You're not wrong.
10, 11, 12, 14. So you're the 4th floor up.
Okay, so back to what I was doing. So you are saying I can't see enough from the window to determine what the room number that I am currently at is.
No, because you're looking into the room. And there's no room number on the door or anything like that.
Well, I was thinking maybe there might be on the phone or something like that.
No, you'd have to gain entry into the room for that. But it is an occupied room, but the occupant is away.
Well, okay, if I can find out which one I'm at, I might be able to figure out which one I need to go to and go back outside that way. So I will break in. So I've got my knives and they are monowire.
Alright. Do you have forced entry?
I do. That's not how that skill works, though.
It'll work for this occasion.
But if it'll work for this occasion, that'll be fine. Actually, I keep wondering if I'm wrong about that.
It gives... I think you can substitute your forced entry for damage and stuff.
Yeah, that's for kicking the door down, which isn't what I'm doing here. Well, would that apply to cutting? For subtle break-ins using a lockpick skill. Okay, well, that does apply to melee weapons to wreck inanimate objects out of combat. Okay. Fair enough. So then, do I just need to do damage, or do you even want? You just want to roll?
Just want to roll.
I'll roll it. Screw it.
All right. You have to. The glass is obviously, toughened glass, safety, well, not safety glass, but toughened laminated glass, and it's reasonably thick to block the. And it's was it dual layer glass?
Yeah.
So it takes a bit to get through, but you manage to work your way in.
Not in that big a hurry.
And you manage to avoid any cuts and stuff like that with a roll of 9.
Okay, so
you enter the room. Alright, so you are obviously on the 14th floor. The number on the phone says 26.
Wow. That's quite a bit off. Well, as soon as I step out in the hall, I'm going to get tagged. Probably. How does the AR thing work? So everybody's going to be ID'd.
Well, everyone that has a...
They probably don't have security personnel stationed on every floor.
Correct. You're familiar with hotels. It's not an uncommon thing. Hotel guests will have their room key, and it transmits an RFID, which basically in augmented reality will identify them as a hotel guest.
Oh, is it the key that's doing that?
Yep.
Okay.
There won't be security on each floor. There may be cameras, but whether the cameras are doing stuff or not.
Here, something to take into account, Daniel, is this is a hotel room, so go to the door, and you're going to have a fire escape thing on the door, which will identify the room numbers.
Right. No, that's
so you can because you can at least go. All right, I'm here. I need to go over there.
So I'm going to find something to block the door when I leave so it doesn't lock behind me. And I'm going to go check the wall for directions to find out where 1408 is.
Alright, easy enough done. You block the door. It looks closed to the casual passerby, but someone looking a little bit more carefully will see that the door is slightly ajar. You step out into the hall. The hall is currently vacant, and it doesn't take you long to find 1408.
All right, so how far away is that if I were to go outside and try to climb out to it? Is it going to be a bigger pain in the ass to break in the front of the door?
Well, do you have skills to break in discreetly from the inside?
Not discreetly.
Electronic lockpicks and the sort?
Yeah, that's not how I work. I have a shotgun.
Well, then it's probably going to be easy to go outside. It's a few windows across.
Yeah,
several windows across.
I'll do it because, I mean, how bad can it be? He says,
it will still only be an estimation because you're not sure. One room might have 2 windows and such. So you're only taking a guess.
Well, I can just give the map a good look over and make sure I've got a really good idea in my head of what's where. So when I get there, I should be able to identify it.
The fire escape map of the floor, it's stylized. So the rooms don't have like room numbers, but they indicate rooms in a sort of simple, easy to read, stylized fashion. And it says exit this way, use the fire escape, not the elevators and that sort of stuff.
All right. Well, I'll ID it and then go back through the room, back outside, and hop over to the window of 1408.
All right, that will require a further climbing roll.
I would be surprised if it didn't. Shall you modify it?
It will be modified with the same -3.
So be it.
Give
Meanwhile,
me a
everybody's down on
further
the
stealth
floor.
roll.
Everybody else is down on the green below, looking at me, jumping from window to window.
Nah, me and Vapor went over to this coffee shop. I'm not actually drinking the coffee, but, you know.
Okay, so you get the shot of them at the coffee shop sitting at the table, and in the background you see a little black guy jumping from window to window on the 14th floor.
Just so you're aware, this is not the hotel of the variety that has balconies. So there's no balconies or anything like that. So you are walking on, ledges and such.
Well, that makes it more fun.
Yes, falling means reroll. Maybe. Either way, you will get to the room, and let's see, an IQ roll, or if you have architecture, you could substitute architecture for IQ.
I wonder if there's something else here that might work for that.
To see if you've managed to pick the right room.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Okay, guess we're guessing. Well, I had a good map.
All right. You take a guess, and you did have a map, so I'll give you the bonuses required to pull that off. At the window, it becomes immediately apparent that you are probably in the correct room, as the room is a mess. At first glance, it looks like someone has trashed the place.
Indeed. Okay. I'm going to go in. After a quick scan, I'm going to first call the rest of the team and tell them to come back to the lobby. And then I'm going to get on the room phone and call down to the front office and tell them to let in my guests.
And Fiona,
You don't sound very Fiona-like.
Well,
Shut up.
Your voice has deepened since I last heard you.
I have a cold.
Okay, so you will put through the call, and the receptionist will answer. And if you guys turn up, the security guard will emerge again, and you can see that he has a little bit more purpose in his stride, as if he's going to do some reprimanding of you guys. And it is about then that the receptionist stops him, or gets his attention, and says that they've been cleared to go up to the room. At which point the security guard, you can see he's a little bit disappointed, maybe, but he lets you guys past. But he looks at you suspiciously, because you guys look seriously out of place.
We are suspicious characters, after all.
Not me.
He watches you step into the elevator, and as soon as you turn and hit the button to go up, the door's closed, and you see that he's sort of watching you with his hands on his hips as the door closes.
Oh, I
want
see
to
what
tase somebody.
I totally see what Brian's doing now. We're all gonna get into the room, and since it's almost 9 o'clock, the room's gonna explode.
Shh. None of that.
Well, I'm gonna check the room for explosives while they're on their way.
It doesn't matter. They'll be planted on the floor or the roof of the room just below, and on the floor of the room just above, and maybe on the walls of the rooms next to it.
All right, so you guys are in the elevator.
I love this song.
I am gonna do a search, by the way.
It soon becomes apparent to you, Ditch, that the room has not been trashed. It just turns out that Fiona appears to be a slob. There's papers everywhere. Her suitcase is on the bed and unpacked. There's a pile of dusty and dirty clothes that are balled up in the corner of the room. There's also half-eaten tray of food lying on the dresser, which is obviously being from the day before.
Ditch is totally going to glance at it and then go, "Oh, hey, that's cool," and eat some of it.
This always makes me feel a little weird, but... Okay, it's going to take me a while to get that.
Hey, I got that too.
So you go sniffing panties.
Sniffing in her unmentionables.
That's it.
Well,
and you guys, the rest of you guys.
There, so that ought to work.
That's right.
The rest of you guys walk into the room just as Ditch has these unmentionables up to his nose.
Dude,
So, Ditch,
really?
are you blind?
Is that a serious
if you
question?
Take his eyes out.
Yeah, are you blind?
No.
Okay. Because
No,
Riddick was blind. That's why I asked.
Was he? I don't remember. ever seeing
yeah.
that.
No, he got the shine job so he can see in the dark.
Yeah, but he could only see in the dark. So, in
No.
normal circumstances.
He had an issue with bright lights, but he was perfectly able to see. Actually, there's
Ah,
a couple of
okay, cool.
instances where he could actually see in color in normal vision.
Gotcha. Just checking.
But
All right.
normally when you buy Cyber Eyes, you are blind.
Yeah, that's how they do it in GURPS. Like if you get cybernetic hand, you have it's a what is it, a
Missing a
mitigator
hand
for
and
one
then-
hand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like a trade-off.
Anywho, while I'm doing the memorization there, I'm also looking for anything that's unsecured evidence.
A search or perception -5.
I did the search before that,
And the
that
rest of you guys will be there by this time, so you can certainly join in.
that may be modified by +4 for discriminatory smell or potentially other things.
So you're both sniffing her unmentionables. Man. You
I'm
guys.
assuming I could take the clock on that one. So it takes a minute to memorize a sentence, so that would be what, times 8?
Good lord, I don't even have a search.
Alright, so perception -5.
I'm going to sense life at a 10-yard radius at a cost of 4 fatigue. Boom.
10-yard radius, that is going to get several of the other rooms in the hotel, and you
Yep.
will get a ping on your spell.
Well, it gives a general impression of what kind of life, and I am specifically looking for a young lady named Fiona.
Negative on the ping then.
Okay. So there is life, but it does not match my criteria.
Correct.
I'll say she's not here.
Alright. Any other searching? Search or perception -5.
Hey, I found something that's ticking. Clearly, it's just a clock.
I am applying a bonus to this. So,
Jesus. So many sixes.
alright, what about vapor?
Well, somebody
Damn.
has the damn skill.
Right?
Alright, so in searching for this this place, the obvious, you guys overlook all the obvious places that people usually stash stuff. And vapor, you will produce a small leather-bound diary hidden under the mattress.
It's because he used to date a girl who worked at this place.
Actually, wasn't Vape an ex-cop?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
he
think
was.
he was.
That seems to ring a bell.
So he looks at us with mild contempt as we're like tossing stuff, and he's like, "Why don't you look under here?"
Where people keep things.
So you'll produce a small leather-bound diary filled with notes and sketches. One sketch catches your interest and seems to be relevant. Whoa, that's a big image. It is a sketch of a rock with the name Moral Stone under it.
So we all spelled it wrong.
Undead. Sunscreen, razors, and eggs. Got it.
There's some notes in the margin, and it says Tuesday's date, which whatever that might be. It says Tuesday's date, and it's got Jack Turner, Seattle, 8 p.m. The rest of the papers are, not really relevant. They're just Fiona's research notes, travel itinerary, and a collection of takeout menus from different places around the world. Now, those of you that have a current affairs Shadowrunners are welcome to make the roll. And this is made at +2.
Does anybody have it?
Nope.
I will accept
Yeah.
a streetwise. What was the penalty I said before? -3. So streetwise at -1.
Oh boy.
Hey.
Ditch, the name Jack Turner is familiar to you.
I think I know that guy.
He's well known in criminal circles. And finding this guy shouldn't be too difficult. He has a reputation of being a smuggler of anything and everything that people will pay him to move. Bookworm, likewise, you have heard of the name Jack Turner, the smuggler. He is a bit of a lowlife, so he's not of the Han Solo smuggler, he's more of the scumbag smuggler.
I'd like to point out that out of the last 12 dice rolled, 6 of them were 6s. Oh,
You would
shit.
notice something like that.
Well,
would.
that is
It's a pet peeve.
that is just statistically what you'd expect to see.
50%
On 3D.
one die face.
On 3d6, you should see 1 6 at least rolled.
50% of the time.
50%
Are you
of the
sure?
time. 1 in 6 divided by 3 chances. So 50-50.
Anyway,
And since we are at time, I think that is probably going to be a good place to leave it. We'll have to finish this
I
another
was
day.
hoping
I
the
thought we were
building
going to
would
finish it.
explode.
Yeah, no, let's carry on. I think we should see this through.
Well, it depends on how much is left. Brian has a better grasp of how much we actually have left.
Yeah, if there's a
'Cause
fight, we're not going to be able to finish it.
There's a fight.
Next week will be something else. So
I'm sure
Well-
we don't have any invite guests, so there's nothing stopping us from continuing this at another time where Mark actually we're going to be
Somebody
finished.
will be out. Yeah, somebody.
We've
will
only
be
got
out.
we've only got one or two left of the Bane Storm, so there's no reason we couldn't drop this in there and wrap
so
this up before we start the next thing.
I would like that.
I wouldn't mind that either.
All right. So everyone will get a point.
Crap! I just remembered I meant to create the damn thumbnail for YouTube.
I'm gonna spin.
Oh,
my-
is there anything before
credits.
we close this scene? Is there anything that you wanted to do in particular? Having discovered this information.
I'm presuming there's nothing else in the room here, but I wanted to mention for completeness sake that A, I'm using discriminatory smell, and also B, I have the compact targeting scope, which has thermal on it, so I get the +4 for searching for anything with a thermal signature. I'm assuming that's not going to come up with anything, but just saying it.
Not in this case. And with your discriminatory smell, if you have a minute to do it, is it an automatic success?
No, you have to make the roll, and I'm presuming that you can take extra time on that, so, which is why I mentioned I'll just take the clock on that and take as long as I need to actually get it done.
Well, how do you know when you've got it done?
I presume you do. You know when you've memorized something.
Fair enough. So what does it say? So you failed your discriminatory smell by how much?
3. So
you could
that
take
was a
quite some
times
time.
8. It was a minute normally, so that would
Be
make
8 minutes.
Or is it 4? No, yeah, 8. 8 minutes. So that's not that bad.
So you look really weird sniffing stuff constantly.
It will look
It's like you're enjoying it more than you should.
Yeah, well, Paladin's doing the same thing.
Yeah, but he failed. I didn't declare that I was spending the extra time.
So when it comes to trying to recognize the smell, you might not get it.
You know, that's true. You could always make that roll when it matters instead of actually making it at the time. Interesting thought. Well, anyway.
You just have to make a note that you have
yes,
Fiona's smell.
And I will make a note of that.
Because I'm sure it'll be forgotten by the time we get around to this again.
Maybe. Alright, well, are we doing
2026?
points? Are we doing points, or we just put those off?
He said 1
He
point.
said
1
one.
point.
Oh, did you? Okay. Ooh, wow, this
Which
is
I
mission
went ahead
8.
and spent. I spent it on current affairs. Seattle.
Yep. You have to be more specific than that, I think.
In Seattle? Well, shit.
I got Seattle.
Current affairs?
Yeah.
I think it has to be related to a particular
Well, there
thing,
is a
like media or corpse or underworld.
In GCA, it does have at the very top current affairs regional, so that might work.
I was assuming regional.
But then it would only be your general things that are going on.
What's on the news, basically, is what I was picturing.
Yeah. It actually says what you can get from that in the book.
Fair enough. You are certainly welcome to take it.
Thanks.
I might actually take this. You know, I'm going to go ahead and put that down. I'm going to take the Shadowrunners because that's going to come up a lot. Yeah, it makes sense.
Sure.
Knowing who's who is definitely an advantage. Suddenly, as soon as you leave this room, you suddenly know a lot more about Shadowrunners. Or you remember a lot more.
This bitch.
Cool.
Alright, we shall wrap it up here. Good
right.
night, stream.
Good night, stream.
Stream out.
Thank
everybody.
you.